guys, welcome back to another one of this podcast type of episodes that I like to do. When I can't sleep, I just ramble on for an entire hour and you listen to it and you like it. And today's tea of choice is actually red raspberry leaf tea. It has made a comeback because I was supposed to get my period like 3 days ago and it still wasn't here, and I just feel so bloated and my tummy hurts, and supposedly red raspberry leaf tea is really good for period cramps, so that's the tea we're having today. Is it my favorite? No. Is it good? It's kind of like very mid, but it's for the ulterior motive. Cheers to that, I guess. I don't fucking know. Jesus. First of all, before going into anything, I just want to say that I already recorded this fucking episode yesterday up until 1 a.m. and I hated it, completely hated it, because this is such an important topic for me, and so many people have asked me to talk about it that I just want to make it a good job. And my thoughts, I have so many things to say that my thoughts are like all over the place, and I'm just having like a hard time talking in a coherent like line of thought. So I hated the episode yesterday. It's currently 8 a.m. and I am up recording the video. So if you hear outside noise, that's because it's literally 8 a.m. on a Friday. Jumping right into it. Today we're going to talk about the importance of being alone and why being alone has just helped me discover so many things about myself, and it's so important to enjoy and being content with your own persona, because inherently we are beings that are alone. Yes, we are very social, and it's important to find a good balance there, a balance that works for you. But it's so important to enjoy being alone, because that when you're alone, that's when you truly get to know yourself. I'm going to give you an example. I am someone that is very, 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 very influenced by other people. I have a hard time formulating opinions, okay? I don't have a strong sense of character. And I hate that about me. Like, I do, because even if for some reason I have an opinion about something, like a very strong opinion about something, all it takes is one person to say that they disagree. And I'm going to fucking disagree too. Like, I don't have a strong sense of self. I hate that about myself. But being alone has helped me discover things, because that's when I get to discover things. For example, I loved Wuthering Heights. This being with any book. I read a book, I loved it, best book ever, amazing piece of literature. I go and read the reviews and read the opinions on other people's opinions, and everyone hates it. Everyone has very different opinions, and everyone just doesn't like the fucking book. Hated it. I'm gonna start kind of hating it too. Like, not hating it, but I'm definitely going to just like take a step back. This happened with normal people, but on the contrary, I liked normal people, but maybe I'm just saying this because of other people's opinions, because I tried to read Normal People twice. The book wasn't doing it for me. I stopped at kind of like the middle, the 2 times I started reading it, and then I forced myself, and then I enjoyed it at the end. But it's everyone's favorite book. Normal People is everyone's favorite book. And I started saying that I really liked it too, when that's kind of like not true. Like, I forced myself to read it. Okay, I liked it at the end, but a really good book for me wouldn't make me stop the book twice. Okay, yeah, it was really good at the end, but just because I forced myself to read it, okay, it's not my favorite book far away, but I like, for some reason I see everyone saying that it's so good that I just kind of like start formulating these opinions on my head. The voices are kind of saying that, okay, maybe it's the gray book and maybe I'm just fucking dumb, when it's okay to have my own opinions on something. And I only truly know what I like or what I don't like when I'm alone. That's when I find things and find my interests, and that is so important, because if you don't know what you like, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable if you don't have hobbies. And I'm saying hobbies, quote unquote, because I keep seeing these fucking reels where like the girlies are saying that you need hobbies, you need a hobby in your adult life because otherwise you're going to be boring. And then they say, here are some ideas of hobbies, and the ideas of hobbies are like a fucking 60-euro ceramics class. No one has the money for that. Your list of ideas, like I keep seeing fucking lists of hobby ideas for you not to be boring or not interesting on your adult life, and it's fucking ceramics class, pottery class, skiing, Pilates. No one has the money for that. I've been wanting to take a ceramics class for like the past 4 years, but I don't have 60 euros to give. That's expensive as shit. And I think, yes, hobbies are truly, truly important, but you need to find hobbies that fit your own environment and that fulfill you. It doesn't have to be just because a girl has said that you should take a pottery class every weekend. Then you don't have the money for that. No one has the money for that. 60 euros for a fucking pottery class is insane. That's an insane take. I wish, honestly. I'm not taking the importance of hobbies because, for example, I've tried some different side quests lately. I'm really enjoying wall climbing. I've never thought I was going to be a wall climbing girl because the first time I wall climbed was during high school, and it was the most traumatizing experience of my life because it was in front of the whole school, like in the yard, in front of the whole school. I start bawling. I was climbing and I start bawling because the teacher was forcing us to climb. I'm still kind of scared of heights, especially out in the open, like I could see the sky. That's a no for me. Start bawling in the middle. It was embarrassing. So I thought I was never going to try wall climb again, and I did, and I really liked it. And I discovered something about myself, like I'm actually good at it. I'm good at wall climbing, and I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. It's a bit expensive though, so I do it like once every 3 months. But I really like it, and if I haven't tried it again, I wouldn't have known. And not just wall climbing, like so many other things too. Like going to the gym for me is such a hobby. And if I never had tried it, I wouldn't know. And it just fills so much of my day, and it's so therapeutic for me. It's something that I look forward to. Like it's a hobby, and it's important because it keeps my life interesting. It's important to try out new things. But I do talk from a perspective of someone that enjoys, and I've always enjoyed being alone, so it's kind of hard for me to talk on about the other perspective of people that I've actually like have a hard time being on their own. They, for whatever reason they don't like doing things on their own, and that's okay, that's valid. You can prefer to do things with other people. Like I know a lot of people that prefer, like, it's not that they don't like to be alone, it's just they prefer to do things with other people, and that's so valid. Not everyone is the same, but there is a line and there is a limit to things that you can do with other people, because inherently you are alone. And I'm not saying this to cause you like a fucking anxiety attack. Okay, you're gonna fucking die alone. That's not that's not it. But you are inherently alone. Yes, you can go out and go to coffee shops with people. Yes, you can live with people. Yes, you can spend almost every day of your life with people. But when you go to sleep, when you go to the bathroom, whatever it is we're doing, like, you don't know what's going to happen. No one is 100% sure. Even if you're like, yes, I'm going to stay the rest of my life with this person or with these people, that's not 100% sure. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if something is going to happen to them. Let's hope not. I don't have a wood to knock, but I'm going to knock on the metal. But you don't know. What if you get a fight? What if you get into a fight? What if they move across the countries for a reason? What if they find a really good job opportunity? They stop kind of like talking to you. You don't know those things. And the only person that you are 100% sure that is never going to leave you, it's you. And that's why you need to be okay with you. You need to find enjoyment in doing things on your own. You need to not wait up for people. Being alone and being okay with being alone leads you to just doing things because you want to. You don't have to be influenced by other people's opinions. You don't have to be influenced by other people's perspectives. You can just do things because you do want to do them. And that is like, that's peak being content with yourself, and it's peak happiness, because again, you don't know whether someone is going to be 100% there for you, and they shouldn't. They have their own life, they have their own things. You need to be okay with doing things on your own. You need to be okay with being independent, and independency is such something, it's something that you can earn. Okay, it's not impossible. And again, I'm saying this from a perspective that has always enjoyed doing things on their own, so it's really hard for me to be talking about those other people. I think I understand to a certain extent, because I'm not gonna ever fully understand. I think like the closest I've been to not wanting to do something on my own was like maybe have lunch at the school canteen, because I'm embarrassed because there are 100 other people my age and they're going to perceive me as being a fucking loser. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But they're gonna perceive me as being like alone. Like, that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Like, you need to... I saw a girl talking about this on Instagram Reels. You need to do things that you are scared of and that you are embarrassed to do, just to prove yourself that it's not that scary and it's not that embarrassing. Like, we need to become the thing that we're most afraid of to learn that it's not that scary and that you can do it. And example, in the beginning, I was really scared of going to the school canteen to eat. Like, I was literally embarrassed to do it. And right now, I don't really give a fuck. No one is looking at you. No one's looking at you. And if they do, there are 100 other people there alone. Because not everyone, first of all, I didn't have a lot of friends in the first year, so I was kind of like always alone. And if I hadn't been content with me being alone, I would be miserable. I would be miserable because I kept seeing all of these different peoples in different groups. All of my friends were in their friend groups on other colleges, and I was just on my own, and I had fucking fun. I spent the first year mostly reading at the college hallways. And I remember one time I actually was so scared of eating in front of other people because I was scared again of being perceived as a loser that I literally went to like the fucking farthest corner and most hidden corner of college to eat where no one could see me. And honestly, a blast. Fuck it, a blast. I get that it might feel scary in the beginning, but that's something that you learn. And I get it, okay? Like, and I just want to say, you have learned to do so many things that seemed confusing and scary in the beginning. You have learned to walk. You have learned to talk. You have learned to count. You have learned to communicate with people. You have learned so many things that in the beginning were like the most scary and confusing thing ever. But now, you don't even fucking think about it. Do you think about how to walk? Do you think about how to run? You don't. And I don't know why so many people think that when they're adults, they just stop learning those things. Like, you still have the capacity to learn how to change yourself and how to do things differently. You have the capacity to go out of your routine, because when we're kids, we have a different environment, okay? We have a safety net. We can try things and not be judged for them because you're kids, and that's okay because you're learning. It's okay if you fail because you're learning. You don't know any better. You're a kid. We are not so scared of being perceived and being judged because we're kids. We're learning. That's what we're supposed to do. I get that. I really do. And that's why I think it's so hard for people when they're adults to try out new things. For example, I really wanted to try ice skating. Like, I've always liked ice skating, or I always liked, for example, boxing and like fighting things and all of that. But I'm honestly scared to try it because, first of all, I'm someone that I'm not good. If I'm not good at something and the first time I do it, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, that's the only solution. I'm kidding. But if I'm not immediately good at something, I will quit. I would fucking quit. And I just get super unmotivated, and yeah, and it's honestly scary to try out new things when you're adult, because like your age to try those things it has passed. Like, it's not normal, quote unquote normal, because it is fucking completely normal. This is just the society. the society perceptions and the society opinions. It's not quote unquote normal to try out, for example, ballet when you're 40. Why? Is there like a sign, a law saying that you shouldn't fucking do it? What if it was your fucking dream and you just never had the opportunity to start ballet only when you're 40? You should totally do it. That's a hobby. That's something that you were going to enjoy doing. But I get it, because I always wanted to try out boxing, or I wanted to try something like in the fighting part, but I'm so scared because like that has passed. That has passed. But that's not true. As I said, it's the society opinions, and you shouldn't fucking, if you are independent and if you are super sure of your, I just like made a little sound, but if you are super sure of yourself and what you like, then the society's opinions is not going to have any fucking impact on you. And that's why it's important to be so sure and content with yourself, because you shouldn't listen to what the fuck people are saying. What if it was like the thing that you loved the most, but you just haven't tried it because you are scared? That's valid, but that needs to change. That's valid, and I'm talking about this to myself because I do this. These are just boundaries that are completely mental, and this is reminding me of a poem by T.S. Eliot that I'm currently reading, that I don't remember the actual name of it. It's the love song of G. Alfred Prufrock. And it's basically about a guy that wants to get out of his routines and wants to do things differently, but is constantly putting up a facade and putting up a mask because everyone else in the society has this mask, and it would be kind of weird to just stop doing his usual routine, even though he hates it, and even though he's basically just getting old and regretting his life choices because he never did the things that he actually wanted to do, because he was scared of going outside of the society. And I don't want to be Alfred Prufrock. And I don't think you want to be Alfred Prufrock too. So if being alone is something that you truly crave, you should really just put yourself out there and start doing things on your own. And I'm not saying just go on a fucking solo trip. That's too much, and that's probably going to give you an anxiety attack, and then you probably never want to be alone again. What I would like say was just like to start very small. For example, you have college classes, and the classes start at 4 p.m. and what you usually do, and what I do a lot of times as well, is I just go straight home. No thoughts in my head, just get on a train, blah, 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 go home. Maybe just try to stay like 1 more hour. You go get a fucking coffee, go get a pastry that you really enjoy, and just stay in college and read a bit. Even if you just stay on your phone, maybe you just like walk. Just stay a little bit on your own, and it's probably, I get that, I think, at least I heard, that you might feel bored in the beginning, and you might feel very, like, unstimulated, like you need those stimulus. You need to feel stimulated by other people constantly, or by other things. Like if you're on your own and you're just on your phone, I'm not calling that enjoyable alone time. Enjoyable alone time is just you doing something that you like, and whether that being just stare at the fucking grass and eat your fucking favorite pastry while you're listening to your favorite songs, that's quality time. That's a hobby. And a hobby doesn't have to be like something that you have to pay to do. Your hobby could be to, I don't know, jump rope. If that's something that you like doing, you can just jump rope. From the people that I've talked to that don't really enjoy being on their own, the answer that a lot of them have given me was that they get anxious because they're just like alone with their own thoughts, with their own insecurities. And you have to really push through that, because being alone is going to give you the space to reflect on those insecurities and on all of those things. And it's going to give you the space to maybe find a new point of view on those insecurities that you haven't found yet, and it's going to allow you to overcome them, because you're not going to overcome your insecurities if you're not doing anything, like actively doing anything to get past them. And being okay with them is the first step of like acceptance. Acceptance is the first fucking step. And my cat is eating and chewing on my rubber elastic, and I've noticed that when I'm alone, I communicate with so many people. Like, I have really cute random interaction with stranger, because you're not like, a stranger is not going to come up to you and talk to you if you are with people. But I've had like the cutest interactions when I'm alone. Like, I had a stranger come up to me, like he was solo traveling, and he complimented my pants, and we kind of got to talk about, like, we talked about like for 30 minutes about anything, but about everything as well. And it was honestly such a good experience because it's such a cute memory, and I've just had the cutest interaction with people when I'm alone. And when that happens, I just feel like I feel like fucking flying. Like, whenever a cute stranger compliments you, talks to you, communicates with you, I just feel like I'm on top of the world, because what do you mean you pick me to talk to? And you just kind of open the space for other people to communicate with you and to bond with other people. And I'm not saying that you're going to make the best friends when you're on your own, but you kind of do. Like, I have settled for the worst type of people during my life, because I was scared of being alone. And it's not that I was scared, like, I just preferred being with other people, and I settled for the worst type of people, like the worst friends, because, like, okay, it was them or nothing. But exposure therapy really is, there's not going to be enough podcasts, enough TED Talks that are going to motivate you to do things on your own. You just have to go for it. And again, it's going to be fucking boring. It's going to be unstimulating. You're going to hate it, probably the first times, but you just have to push through. Because then if you get scared and if you get unmotivated and you don't want to do it after the first time you are on your own, and if you give up, don't give up. Because again, it's something that it's truly important and crucial to us, to the human, is just to be on your own and learn to be on your own. And I'm like repeating myself, so I think I'm just gonna end the podcast here because my throat hurts. I'm just like blah 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 babbling, and I always forget to drink my tea, but it's cold now. Again, this always happens. But I like the fact that the tea is steaming hot when I first start the podcast, and then it's cold when I end the podcast. I feel like that's poetic. Also, this is not related to anything, but have any of you guys seen Severance, I think. I am obsessed with that fucking show. Like, I started watching it 2 days ago. I am obsessed. It's such a fucking cool concept, and I am recommending everyone to watch it. This is it for today's video, guys. I love you all, and I hope to see you in the next one. I hope I didn't bore you to death as well. Love you guys.